There was a Tara O'Connor, I believe her name was, a young Irish lass who was junior Miss Trump Atlantic City pageant sexist winner. And she's the prostitute. And who is he? He's the moral arbiter of 20-year-old behavior now, right? So then I said, some facts that I just went on Wiki. As bad as everyone feels, and they have felt since November 8th, I know for me, I've been in a severe depression, although I'd like to say, today, after your show, I'm going to get a Bob Mueller tattoo.
Did you know Mark Burnett is sitting on a treasure trove of Apprentice tapes that could reveal the real Donald Trump? The same tapes Rosie O'Donnell has been demanding be released for years? While America saw a calculated businessman on TV, O'Donnell claims these unreleased recordings show something far different, including racist comments that would shock even his supporters. In this video, we're examining what these tapes allegedly contain and why Trump goes absolutely ballistic whenever O'Donnell brings them up. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Ever wonder what really happened when the cameras stopped rolling on The Apprentice? Well, Rosie O'Donnell is pulling back the curtain, and what she's revealing isn't pretty for our orange former president. Remember how Trump always seemed so in control on The Apprentice?
Donald Trump has been mad at you for a very long time.
Over a decade, Seth.
Over a decade.
Yes, and that he notoriously cheats private contractors out of their money.
Yes, and that is all
Simple
pretty well
facts,
documented. Yeah.
Simple facts.
And so you said this on The View.
And she's the prostitute. And who is he? He's the moral arbiter of 20-year-old behavior now, right? So then I said, some facts that I just went on Wiki.
Yeah, where are you going to put it? Have you thought about where you're going to put it?
Right over my heart.
That commanding presence, the decisive "you're fired" moments, the aura of business brilliance. According to O'Donnell, that was all Hollywood magic. She's boldly claiming that Celebrity Apprentice was not true, and that millions of Americans got sold a completely fake version of Donald Trump. It turns out that behind all those dramatic boardroom scenes, there was a whole team working overtime to make Trump look competent. The editing room was basically Trump's personal makeover studio. While viewers at home saw a calculated decision-maker, former contestants and show insiders tell a completely different story about what was happening when the cameras weren't rolling. The mastermind behind this extreme makeover? Mark Burnett, who apparently worked harder than Trump's hairstylist to protect the big guy's image.
And he said, just want you to know, I've forgiven her. And this young woman, I'm like, what is he, the pimp? There was a Tara O'Connor, I believe her name was, a young Irish lass who was junior Miss Trump Atlantic City pageant sexist winner.
It's been really, we've sort of made the joke on the show that he's flip-flopped on everything except you.
It's actually very true. Like Captain America, like justice has finally arrived back on our shores, and we are going to right.
Burnett wasn't just producing a TV show, he was manufacturing a completely fictional character called Successful Donald Trump. It's like they took the real Trump, tossed him into a magical TV machine, and out popped this bizarro world version that could actually run a business without bankrupting it. The true genius of this whole scheme was how it laid the groundwork for Trump's political career years later. By the time he rode down that golden escalator to announce his candidacy, millions of Americans already knew Trump as that brilliant businessman from TV. He didn't have to convince people he was a competent leader. That work had already been done through years of carefully crafted television fiction. The reality behind the reality show, according to those who were there, couldn't have been more different from what aired. While America watched a strategic genius making tough calls based on performance and merit, insiders describe a very different scene, one where Trump's actual business acumen didn't quite match his TV persona.
And did it sort of start? It started from The View, yes?
The View.
Yeah.
I'm so in love with Bob Mueller. I want to get posters. I want to meet him.
Yeah.
I just think he is it.
He doesn't. I don't want to judge Bob Mueller. He looks like a very severe man. If Trump gets indicted, it would be really great if Mueller let you serve the papers.
It's like finding out your favorite cooking show host can't actually boil water without burning it. If you thought the fake boardroom Trump was the worst version of him, Rosie O'Donnell claims there's something far more disturbing hiding in Mark Burnett's video vault. While America was busy watching Trump's carefully edited business persona, Burnett was allegedly stashing away recordings that would make even the most devoted MAGA fan question their loyalty. According to O'Donnell, Burnett is sitting on a goldmine of Trump's worst moments. or, as she colorfully describes it, recordings of Trump using every racist word in the world. Just imagine Trump, our former president who claimed to be the least racist person, casually dropping slurs between boardroom sessions. It's like finding out your neighborhood watch captain has a side hustle as a burglar. But here's the million-dollar question. If these tapes are so explosive, why haven't we seen them? Despite celebrities and political figures practically begging for their release, these recordings remain locked up tighter than Trump's actual tax returns. Legal barriers like NDAs and ownership rights have created an impenetrable wall around this potentially career-ending footage. It's funny how the guy who loves to talk about transparency suddenly becomes a big fan of legal gag orders when they work in his favor.
That were easily accessible since this campaign began, that he is bankrupt 4 times, that he got all his money from his father. You know, as bad as everyone feels, and they have felt since November 8th, I know for me, I've been in a severe depression, although I'd like to say, today after your show, I'm going to get a Bob Mueller tattoo. I have put in that request by tweet.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting to hear, but, you know, nothing really will.
What's particularly telling is Trump's reaction whenever O'Donnell mentions these secret recordings. Instead of addressing the allegations head-on, Trump instantly switches to playground bully mode, hurling personal insults at O'Donnell faster than he fires off all-caps tweets. It's his go-to strategy when cornered. Don't answer the question, just attack the person asking it. Classic Donnie Diapers behavior. Their feud seems to hit a special nerve with Trump. While he's happy to trade barbs with anyone who criticizes him, O'Donnell appears to trigger an especially intense reaction. Maybe it's because she's known him long enough to see through his spray-tanned facade. Or perhaps it's simply that he can't stand a strong woman calling him out on his nonsense. Either way, whenever she speaks up, Trump's tiny fingers start rage-tweeting faster than you can say, "Cov thief." The real bombshell is that if these tapes ever leaked, they wouldn't just be embarrassing, they could potentially shatter the carefully constructed image that's kept his political career afloat. Even the most loyal Trump supporters might have trouble defending explicit racist language caught on tape. But for now, those recordings remain as hidden as Trump's natural hair color. What we're watching isn't just a feud between a comedian and a former president. It's an epic battle over who gets to tell America what's real. Rosie O'Donnell isn't backing down, calling Trump the worst thing that ever happened to the United States, and a crazy, demented uncle, despite his endless personal attacks on her. Why does this matter? Because the line between TV fantasy and political reality has become dangerously blurred. The same entertainment machine that convinced us Trump was a business genius is still running at full speed in our politics today. O'Donnell's courage to keep speaking out reminds us that challenging powerful men matters, no matter how much they try to destroy your reputation. So next time you're watching any reality show, remember this. The reality they're selling you might just be auditioning for your vote, and that's no joke.